Hello, everybody, and welcome to another series of episodes of Poland Daily Travel. We're on the road. That's right. We're out of Warsaw, and we're on the road to the Lake District of Poland. And great Scott, you're going to really like this because Olszytn is a sincerely beautiful town. In fact, it is the capital of the region. It is a city that has 13 lakes and was also home to Copernicus, who studied the stars in the castle in Olszytn, formerly known as the Bishop's Palace. It may also be the friendliest town in Poland. At least that's what some people say, particularly those from Olszytn, who are extremely delighted to be there. One such resident is my friend Jeffrey Taylor. He runs an English language school in Olszytn, and he's been there for 2.5 decades. He's a former resident of the Washington, D.C. area. He has a Polish wife and is very happily at home in this part of the world. Later, I'll take a trip to the barber shop. I hear some of you saying, it's about time, but when I get a haircut, I like going to the very best. And that's why in Olszytn, I'm able to get my head shaved by Andrzej Matrocki. He doesn't quite shave it, but he makes it look a whole lot better. So come along with us. We're going to walk you around Olszytn and tell you a few stories about the area. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Poland Daily Travel. We're here in the happiest town in Poland, so-called. Somebody took the poll anyway, and it seems very happy. At least he does. It's Jeffrey Taylor, longtime resident, and you'll recognize him from previous episodes. That there up on the hill behind us is the Bishop's Palace, or the Olszytn Castle, which was once a home of
Nicholas Copernicus.
Guy. Now, what did he do? Why is everybody always talking about this Copernicus? I heard his name.
He was the one who came up with the theory that the sun was the center of the solar system.
What? Wait a second.
Yes.
The sun is the center of the solar system?
I believe it's called the heliocentric theory.
Sounds pretty egocentric theory to me. I mean, it's talking about, I say the sun. Is that really true? I thought the Earth was the...
Well, that's what people thought beforehand. That was what the church was preaching beforehand. But he came up with the theory that the sun is the center of our solar system, and that all the planets orbit the sun.
Yeah, but which in his time, which was when the 1500s? 1400s.
1500s.
Yes.
Yes.
The end of the 1400s, end of the 1500s. That was his time, I think, wasn't it?
Yes.
And back then, that was big-time heresy, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
That went against the authorities.
Definitely.
Yeah, because the authorities said, wait a second, we are the center here on Earth.
Yes.
Don't go getting us circling a heavenly orb.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's not going to happen. We're not standing for that. So did he get in trouble for that?
I think really his theory was not published till after his death. Mm-hmm. So he was hesitant of releasing this material because it would be kind of bad publicity for him.
Well, wasn't there an Italian guy who was thinking kind of the same thing, who threw a coin off that crooked building?
That was Galileo.
The Pizza Tower?
Yeah, Galileo.
Leaning Tower of Pizza? Galileo, yes.
Galileo, yes.
Who also had the same theory. And wasn't there also Bruno? Bruno, what was his name?
Well, you got me there then.
There was a Bruno, a monk, who had a theory, didn't he?
Well, you see, because I live in Poland, and Poles only know what the Poles did. They don't know what the Italians, the Dutch did, but they know what the Poles did. We know that Copernicus came with a theory of the heliocentric theory.
We know that.
We know that. That's most important.
That's most important.
Yes.
And Mozart was not a Polish.
Yes.
It was Chopin.
Chopin,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So the Poles like to keep the cultural, identity very strong, because you can still keep your identity even though your country is gone.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Isn't that the reason?
They want to emphasize the importance of what their country, their people have done.
Because it's constantly being invaded, etc. People trying to say, hey, that's okay. Copernicus is ours, or whatever. This is our invention.
Yes.
And that's why a lot of Poles were abroad, like Madame Curie
Sure.
was abroad. She lived in Paris because she was escaping the partitions.
Okay, yeah.
And Chopin was also escaping the partition.
Yeah.
So they could breathe freedom. But they still loved Poland, didn't
Yes,
they?
yes.
Hey, we'll see you after the bumper.
Yeah. Also,
We're going to the castle. I love this. This is an impressive wall. I love castles. I got to tell you that about me.
oh yeah, me too. I like castles.
Are you a castle?
Oh sure. Sure, because we're from
Let's-
America.
come on,
we don't have castles.
We gotta go do it. Come here. Let's feel the wall. Oh, we love you, castle. We love. Can you feel that?
It's just old.
Yeah, it's old. It's massive. I don't know. Part of this probably been rebuilt, but the idea is old and massive, and it's fantastic. I mean, you live here for a long time, and you spent a great part of your life here. Maybe
Yeah.
the greatest part of your life
My
here.
adult life here.
Yeah. And what are the great attractions of Olszytn? Say 3 or 4 things that come right to you just like that, besides your lovely wife.
Yeah. Of course, you have to visit. You have to visit the castle. Visit the castle here, where Copernicus worked for several years. In the 1400s, we have the old town. We had St. James Cathedral, and also we have several museums. One museum, history museum here in the castle. Another museum of Olszytn Gazeta newspaper, more of the local history of Olszytn. Also, there's the Free Museum of Technology and Development along the river in Central Park.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
There's also a nature.
We can go and be gearheads.
Yes.
That'd
you'd
be fun.
nerds.
That's right down my alley. I like that sort of those technology museums. There's a great one in Łódź, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, there's a museum in Łódź as good as any museum I've ever seen anywhere.
Okay, I'll have to check
Even
it out.
all the ones in Washington. It's amazing.
So the next time you do an episode, invite me, and we'll check it out.
You want to come down to Łódź?
Sure, I'll come down to Łódź.
Sounds good. No, you're gonna come with me when I come back up here
Great.
later.
Great.
Because this is not our last time.
Oh,
to come here.
wonderful,
This is our
wonderful.
first time.
Please come
It's
back again.
It's inaugural visit, and we got to go see Mikołajki and some of those other places. We got to go see the lair of the wolf,
Yes, Wolf's Lair.
where the well-known dictator was living.
Yes. And also just north of there, north of the town of Giżycko, is another headquarters for his right-hand man, also bunkered there and better preserved than the ones near Kenshin. The ones in Kenshin, the Wolf's Lair, those are blown up. It's
Right.
a lot of rubble.
They destroyed them, yeah.
But these ones in Mamerki are still standing.
Oh, I
and
didn't know that.
Worth checking out.
And was that Göring or who?
I'm not
'Cause he
good
was
with the
he was a
names.
big man for
Yes.
a bunker. He was a big man.
Yes.
Not this. I mean, he was a. Guy was
How
huge.
big was he?
He was huge. And he used to paint his toenails. And I don't, I'm not taking my shoes off. That's all I have to say. I'm not taking my shoes off. Anyway, what do you think? I'm a bit peckish.
I am starving.
Where should we go?
Well, the other great place to visit in Poland, well, we have 15
In
lakes.
Olszytn.
In Olszytn, sorry. We have 15 lakes in Olszytn. And the biggest lake, Lake Krzywy, where the city beach is located. And also there on Lake Krzywy is this fabulous restaurant Przystań, which is right there on the water. Let's go there.
Do you know anybody there? Will they let us in?
Do I know anybody? I know Olszytn. I know the people. So to answer your question easily, yes, I know somebody
Okay,
there.
let's go then.
Let's go.
You convinced me. Let's go to the lake.
Right,
It's kind of
right.
hot. We go sit by the lake, have a nice lemonade, eat some, fancy, have a nice steak or
Some
something.
tripe soup.
Or a tripe soup. Have some pierogi. You could have some
Some trout.
Yeah, kapusta, smażane, and trout. And we just have one of each. What do you think? I'm kind of hungry.
I'm starving.
We got
Let's
up early.
go.
We've been up since 5:30 this morning because we had to drive up from Warsaw. It's a long drive, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah.